Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of my list of top altcoins for 2021, the projects that I'm feeling the most confident in going into the new year. Now, one word of caution though before we get started, crypto is not a get-rich-quick scheme and prices can never be predicted. So please use good judgment, do your due diligence, and use good risk management practices. Now, I know your time is valuable, so let's just jump right into my picks. Now, in part 1, we ended with a huge non-fungible token project, Engine, that's seeking to put crypto collectible NFTs or non-fungible tokens in the hands of users everywhere. But they aren't the only ones doing this. Another big player in the NFT or crypto collectible space is Wax. Now, Wax is sort of an all-in-one marketplace to create, sell, and exchange virtual items. In fact, the name itself stands for Worldwide Asset Exchange. Wax removes the roadblocks and barriers, whether from a technical perspective, a cost perspective, and etc., for virtually anyone to get access to non-fungible tokens of any kind from anywhere in the world, or for those same users to create their own NFTs to distribute and sell on the exchange. Now, there are individuals doing this already, but that's not all. There are big brands like Topps who have made trading cards for years, and the famous Star Trek actor William Shatner, who've also launched their own NFTs on Wax. Along with efforts made more recently to make the protocol more community governed by way of staking and governance functionalities added to the Wax ecosystem, it's looking like Wax is going to continue its Goliath status in the digital asset/NFT space in 2021 and beyond. So if you're interested in crypto collectibles, you can't miss Wax. In addition to Wax though, I personally believe that there is another strong player in the NFT space that deserves way more attention than it's getting, and that is Phantasma. The SOL token powers the governance and economy of the Phantasma chain, and it's used for staking on the network, which also rewards stakers of SOL with the network utility token called kcal. This kcal energy token is an expendable resource that's used to pay for network operations like transaction fees, and it is again attainable by staking SOL and contributing to the network governance and security, and that's the only way you can get it. This creates that necessary cyclical or circular network economy where participants help secure and contribute to the network in order to then utilize what they get in return for their own purposes like transactions and making and transacting with dApps. Now, this token economy supports the Phantasma chain's most prized use case, which is NFTs, you might have guessed. The Phantasma NFT standard is extremely flexible, meaning that each NFT can have its own immutable metadata that might define on the network what it is, what its core attributes are, what it does inside of a game, how rare it is, etc., as well as space for user customized components or metadata as well, so that you can create further utility inside games for customization within applications. Now, this gives such a huge breadth of use cases to work with, and in addition, Phantasma's NFT standard is significantly cheaper and easier to develop and deploy assets with, and then several orders of magnitudes more cost effective at managing and transferring assets than many other blockchains offerings of the same kind. It's for this reason that gaming studios like GOTY are already investing in and building upon this ecosystem, because Phantasma is becoming a diamond in the rough for non-fungible token use cases, especially for gaming. So keep an eye out for this one in 2021. I really do think they have a great shot. Now, this brings us to the final category of this sort of list of altcoins, which is the decentralized application platform space. Essentially, blockchains that are seeking to host the next generation of dApps that users use on a daily basis. Now, the first one we have to talk about today is, of course, the undisputed leader in that space, and that is Ethereum. Now, there is a debate as to whether you can call this an altcoin, but Ethereum has long been the place where decentralized application developers have deployed their code for users to use. It has the ecosystem maturity, the user base, the widespread adoption right now that other blockchains don't have yet. And it's fairly well known that Ethereum is not abundantly scalable, and it can't handle the load that it's been given these days, especially with the advent of DeFi. So Ethereum 2.0, a brand new re-architected version of Ethereum, is coming and is in the early phases of deployment now at the end of 2020 where we're sitting today. Ethereum 2.0 will bring a scalable sharded network that utilizes proof of stake for consensus and the modern WebAssembly framework for decentralized application development. If it can continue the trend that Ethereum is on now, Ethereum 2.0 could be huge, and it will remain the home of the popular DeFi protocols that are thriving today. It is likely that the fully done version of Ethereum 2.0 won't come until after 2021, but throughout the year, Ethereum 2.0 will start to take shape and will start to go through different phases of development and will be capable of doing more. That being said, I still believe that Ethereum 1.0, what exists today, along with the totally separate Ethereum 2.0 network that's in its infancy, will continue to be successful in 2021 and beyond, despite the distinct challenge and challenges from other protocols we're going to talk about today. Actually, you're going to get a 2-for-1 here, though, because there's also projects that I believe are supplementary or multiplicative to Ethereum, like Unibright, another project that I really love, who are building accessible and innovative tools to enable enterprise adoption of Ethereum even as it is today, along with related protocols. Unibright, in many ways, is building the WordPress of the blockchain world, a user interface-driven set of tools to help startups, established businesses, and even individuals implement secure smart contracts, create connected applications, and build out their blockchain strategy without needing the specialized technical acumen that was once required to do so. Unibright brings the beautiful abstraction layer from the complexities of blockchain technology, which can grease the skids, if you will, for the adoption of Ethereum and more. Not to mention, Unibright has been helping lead the cutting-edge open source baseline protocol, which is going to help enterprises use Ethereum at scale in the future. All in all, Unibright should be in the conversation for 2021 along with Ethereum, no doubt. Now, next on my list of decentralized application platforms is arguably the most underrated of the bunch, and that is zilliqa. Zilliqa is a scalable blockchain network that utilizes a very well-designed sharding architecture. In other words, the blockchain itself is broken up into smaller shards or network shards that operate as independent transaction validation networks. Each of these shards can help amplify the transaction processing capability of the network as it grows, because the total transaction load is spread across multiple shards rather than trying to be forced through one single construct. Along the way, the ZIL cryptocurrency is the fee-bearing and economic lever utilized throughout to secure the network. And beyond the core topology of the network, there is a lot to like. For example, the Scilla programming language gives developers a safe, predictable, and performant toolkit to build decentralized applications on zilliqa. And the newly released staking functionality is moving zilliqa towards being a fully community-governed and organized protocol. And I think that from a protocol standpoint, zilliqa is doing the right things, and it's high time that they get the recognition that they deserve for the work that's been done. I think that 2021 could be the breakout year for this project if some carefully crafted marketing can be done alongside the hard work being done on the tech. I'm not saying scammy marketing, but clever marketing really could help. Next on the list is none other than Cardano, which had one heck of a year in 2020 and saw the delivery of the formally verified proof-of-stake consensus mechanism built on top of their extended UTXO blockchain. This transition brought one of the biggest utilities for the native ADA cryptocurrency that has ever existed since the launch of Cardano in the form of staking and delegation on the network. Holders of ADA are now able to delegate their stake of ADA to community-run stake pools, which are responsible for block making on the network in return for rewards, which has been very successful and has continued to evolve throughout the year as the network tracks towards increased decentralization. What is yet to come for Cardano, however, is what makes 2021 such a hotly anticipated year for the project. The next phase of development that's coming to a close for Cardano is none other than the long-awaited and meticulously planned smart contract features coming to mainnet, which will allow a plethora of decentralized applications to be developed on Cardano and for Cardano. Both the Plutus programming language based on Haskell and Marlowe, the domain-specific language that extends Plutus, are going to be game changers for the Cardano protocol. The former is a safe and predictable programming language that operates in a functional paradigm and will help build reliable dApps, and the latter is a language that allows non-technical users to use a user interface to build and deploy dApps to the blockchain. 2021 could very well be the year that Cardano can move from high potential to realization of that high potential, and I'm very stoked to see what happens. Of course, there is work to be done. Now, one project that really garnered some attention in 2020 that I think people should take some more notice of is none other than Elrond, which finally made its way into mainnet with the features from their ambitious white paper. Elrond, like many of its peers here, has worked feverishly to build a scalable and secure blockchain on which dApps can be built. dApps that can handle transaction loads that modern web apps can. That being said, Elrond has, like zilliqa, a very impressive sharding mechanism that helps its network scale to very impressive throughput numbers during their own testing in testnets. Now, more detailed tests, of course, are due to come now that it's in mainnet to prove out those numbers in the real world. What really sets Elrond apart, though, besides the widespread user interest in the protocol, which is of course great, is the prioritization of WebAssembly for a modern, flexible development experience for developers who want to build awesome stuff on Elrond. And this is a feature that's huge, and setting up a WASM or WebAssembly virtual machine like they have opens up a variety of well-known programming languages and paradigms that developers can use with ease to build cool things. Ethereum 2.0 is betting big on this move too, so the fact that Elrond already has it built is pretty nice. Now, beyond that, the proof of stake mechanism is well designed, which gives users ample opportunity to participate in the network itself. And overall, Elrond just has to keep pushing for developers to build quality products on board their platform, and then I think users will come and the rest will be history. 2021 is the big opportunity to take market share from Ethereum, and let's see how they do. Now, last but not least is kind of a whole category of its own, but I put it in this section because I think it still integrates well, and it might be worth exploring more deeply in another video, so let me know in the comments below if you're interested. But the world of artificial intelligence and the specific topics underneath that umbrella, like machine learning and deep learning, are larger than life right now. And there's one project that I think is tastefully and effectively providing value to that niche, and that project is Ocean Protocol. Ocean Protocol is intended to be an open, decentralized marketplace for data that can be used for artificial intelligence use cases. Right now, the process of selling, warehousing, and acquiring data for use cases like machine learning is both centralized and siloed, and in many cases inefficient. So Ocean Protocol is presenting a more open and decentralized ecosystem around this idea of acquiring and warehousing data. In their system, there are 4 critical user personas: data providers, curators, keepers, and consumers that all serve a function in storing, warehousing, aggregating, distributing, and consuming data. All the while, both incentive and disincentive models are used to keep everyone honest using the Ocean cryptocurrency, which is native to the protocol. With industry standard mechanisms like data encryption at rest and in transit, and compute to data / secure computing architectures, Ocean Protocol could make a real splash, pun intended, in 2021. So watch out for real world use cases that take advantage of the private compute to data process, which is what I'm most excited about, where data can be kept private and secret whilst models or algorithms can be run on that data and results can be exported on that data without it ever being exposed. So privacy preserving computation. I love that idea. So again, keep your eyes peeled for Ocean Protocol. Now that's going to do it for today's list, folks, but make sure you're subscribed for more altcoin videos just like this in the future. And if you have some time to stick around and you missed part 1 of this series, I'll link it up here on the screen for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, cheers.